I burned my lip.
You are live. We are live.
Hello there, and welcome to session 5 of my homebrewed game, The Old Myths. Before I jump into having my wonderful players introduce themselves, I have two quick things I want to say. One, I apologise for any stumbles over words I make or anything like that for this session. It is my 20th birthday today, and I am drinking cider currently. So yeah, blame it on the cider if I make any mistakes. It's not me, it's the cider. And second announcement I want to quickly make is a quick thank you to Alex Rowe, who we found on Spotify and YouTube and Bandcamp under the same name, and who can be found on Twitter as @Roetaka, which is @ROETAKA. It's his music you'll be hearing in today's session, and he was gracious enough to use it for the stream. So definitely go support him and give a listen to his own music, because I have been listening to it for years, and it's definitely been an inspiration for me in writing. And I think with that being the two announcements I have to make, why don't we go around and have my players introduce themselves while I have a bit more cider. So, Jesse, the maker of this wonderful overlay, I'm music maestro for this session. Why don't you go first?
Okay, great. Thank you. Hi, I'm Jessie. You can find me at Jahoos the Moose. I currently am getting over a pretty bad cold, so this is going to be my voice for the session. Yes. Oh, I play Sin, the blue tiefling, who has currently lost both her Beastmaster companion and her best friend / other half to the terrible tieflings. I'm in a good spot.
Yeah, you can blame your poor voice on Sin's state of mind.
I spent all night crying, and this is the result.
And why don't we jump over next to Shikyo? Do you want to introduce Foxy to us?
Hi, I'm Shikyo. I play Voxy. He is a fallen Azamar barbarian. Very zealotly. Goes head first, doesn't ask questions. Very good boy. Very much good boy.
The best boy.
Best boy.
The sweetest boy.
And you can find me at Shikyo1990 on Twitch and Twitter, and let's see what sort of shenanigans we get in today.
Yes, and I believe now that Umber the Panther is gone, that you are now once more the leader of this group.
Yes.
Why don't we jump over next to Stephen?
Hey, I'm Steve. I'll be playing Gilder Tavois, the human ranger. Just the old guy, just trying to survive. You can find me on Twitter at Stephen R. Knoll. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Sadly, we are not be joined tonight by Anders and the other Sam. They are not. We were. Sorry.
Cider.
Cider. Yes. It's not me. It's not my nerves. It's the cider. Anyway, sadly they're not joining us tonight. Though you can check their appearances on the last 4 sessions and even next session as well. But tonight they're being replaced by 2 brilliant guests instead. We've gone to Stephen. Why don't we go to Steve? There were 2 Sams. Now there are 2 Steves.
Yeah.
So, Steve, go.
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name's Steve. Happy to be filling in for this week. I'm going to try to help tell a good story with you folks. I'm going to play Parallax. That's his name. I guess I'll let it just kind of evolve what sort of character that is, but loosely based on Egg Shen from the movie Big Trouble in Little China. Played him on a previous variant role stream, so I'm excited to do it again. Thank you.
Awesome, and thank you for actually joining us on this. So I appreciate you giving up the time for it. And in a similar vein, Emma, I appreciate you giving up your time for this, and also for jumping from one stream to the next. So
Yeah, well,
yeah, thank you so much for this. And do you want to introduce your character?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. And today I will be playing Helia, who is a nature cleric. She's a little spoopy. She's an air genasi, and we'll see how this the group reacts to her. I think it's going to be great.
Oh yes, I'm really looking forward to introducing Helga. It was interesting talking to you about it. And last and least of this wonderful group is me. Hi, I am Sam, or Samuel, and I can actually called Sam this time because there's no other Sam. Yes,
Yay!
I'm reclaiming the name as
That's
my
your
own.
birthday present from us. You get to use your name.
We planned this.
I planned. Yeah, it wasn't an accident where I said I'll just do it on Sundays, not realizing my birthday was on Sundays. I planned it perfectly. Sarcasms are coming across most of it. Anyway, I was playing everything and everyone else in this world of my own creation. In the DM, so after all, you can find me over on Twitter as Eldritch Warlock, which probably gives you an insight into my own proclivities and my own loves when it comes to fiction. And speaking of the creepy, the macabre, and the esoteric, why don't we jump into session 5 of the Old Myths. So, last time you had entered the Three Foxes Tavern and Inn, recuperating from an unusual ordeal you had with some faceless individuals and what might be a god or a really powerful spirit, you're not quite sure, but it was one that cost some of you your lives temporarily. But you were transported to Durensborough, the town you had been seeking, and had taken refuge and had some food and some drink within the inn. There you'd met the innkeeper, owner of the tavern, Hob, a gnome who is nothing more than a simple shopkeep, unless you pay him coin, of course, in which case he'll give you information. And you also met the Newt Borzen, the cook of the tavern. There was a confrontation between Sin and Fenris, and a few others had a few interesting conversations. Pyre with Hob, for example, getting quite a bit of information out of him. But as I think Fenris began to go outside to explore, he was assaulted by a swarm of death butterflies, and soon all of you were pulled into this battle. Some of you going unconscious, but none of you dying, thankfully, before the butterflies and their Strix overseers fled. But in the aftermath of this battle, you found an unusual occurrence happening. Earlier, if you recall, earlier in the day, you joked to Hob about how he shouldn't go outside because the mist was eating people. Well, the mist ate two of your members, evaporating them away into nothingness and pulling them into some unknown reaches, leaving you down 2 of your party. 3, considering Umbra has yet to return to Sin. And it is immediately after that we will be beginning tonight's session. Gilda, Voxy, Sin, you've all watched 2 of your friends be enveloped in this thick rolling that moved very, very unnaturally before they just vanished as the mist pulled back. You find yourself stood within the once warm interior of the Three Foxes. The fires still burn brightly, and you imagine they give off some warmth, but the chill of what you just imagined, of what you just witnessed, and what you imagine happening to your friends sinks heavily and deeply into your bones, and the warmth can't quite find you. As you stare blankly and unseeingly at the ground before you, what do you wish to do?
Voxy will pull up a hand, begin to count on the hand, and be like, well, that's 5 to the mist, and seems they're doing a really bang up job of taking us out.
Sin is turning right around, going inside, marching up to her room, and passing out. It's been too much. My health is nothing.
Okay. Then you can... Well, we'll see how much rest you get before I tell you what type of rest you take. Gilda?
Stop it.
What are you doing?
Yeah, that's it's been a long couple days, or however long we've been out here.
Hours.
That's right, we haven't even been out
It's the same day.
For those viewers that are interested and haven't watched the entire Old Myth so far, we started at night and we're about 1 a.m. in the morning, and we're currently about 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So it's not even been a full 24 hours yet.
Well, I don't think we're going to be getting much sleep tonight. And he doesn't know what to do, so he's going to do what makes him feel comfortable. He's just going to try and scramble up to the roof if he can and keep watch up there for a little bit. Just recenter himself, try and forget what he's just been seeing.
Okay. So, Gilder, as you go outside and scramble up to the roof, and Sin, as you go to your room and just pass out from the emotional and physical pain of what you've gone through, Voxy, you're left by yourself in the middle of the three foxes. And as you're stood there, you hear from behind you, "What in the ever-loving fuck was that?" And you turn around and you see Hob, the gnome bartender and owner, just stood behind you, just staring blankly at where Piles lay before she was enveloped and taken away by the mist.
That was the mist eating someone. Isn't that obvious? We said it did it.
I thought you were making a joke. You were making a jest. I didn't know the fucking mist was fucking eating people. I would have left it up.
Now you
lovely.
know. Now you know. Keep your doors shielded shut. Put a towel underneath there. Just gotta
I definitely will be.
really stay away from that fog.
I definitely will be. But you see, the thing is, my friend, there've been no reports of that happening here in the borough. Not until you lot arrived with your own stories of it, and then it happened. Imagine that. So, my friend, and you watch as Hobbs' countenance seems to shift as he clicks his fingers, and you watch each door, each window seem to shutter, and a faint glow starts to form over them. So, my friend, while I have you by your lonesome, who are you? What are you doing here? And why is it that you brought the mist in to act like this? And I would advise that you answer truthfully, lest you wish to find your tongue absent from your mouth.
You know, you're not the first person to say that.
But I will be the
last
last.
time they said it was because I talked too much.
Well, how about this time you start talking? Unless, that is, you would like to find yourself in a very difficult predicament and absent of room and shelter from those mists that eat people.
But I paid you.
Yes, and then you brought death into my home. So...
Well, we're not sure if they're dead. They're just gone.
Oh, lovely. That makes me so much more secure. I can surely sleep well tonight now. Now, how about you start talking, my friend?
Well, I
don't
know what you really want me to say at this point. I mean,
I need you to make your wisdom saving throw.
Okay. This is gonna go bad. 6.
It's as you're saying that you realise the gestures that Hob has been making were a bit too grandiose, a bit too elaborate to be simple hand gestures, and you feel magic start to entrap your mind. And so it's a very good idea to tell Hob exactly who you are and exactly why you are here. It's almost as if you're being suggested to do it.
Well, as I was saying, I'm just as confused as you. I was just a while ago. Well, I don't really remember what happened there either. A lot of lapses in my memory lately. That's not good. Probably too many concussions. I'm part of the Faith Militia. That's who I am. I am Voxy. And I was teleported here by some mage who also did the fancy hand managing things that you seem to be doing. And then I popped up on your table. Table broke, and here I am. And that's what I know. I don't know much. I swing a sword. That's what I do.
Why were you sent here, my friend? And Voxy, you will remember that Lyrissa did give you a quick brief before she sent you to find out your friends. She didn't give the full detail, but she did alert you to the fact that you were looking for someone who might know more information about the abnormalities of the forest.
I was sent here to find people who know what's going on in the forest, because I don't know what's going on in the forest, and people don't know what's going on in the forest, but people who live in the forest might know what's going on in the forest.
Well, I assure you, I live in the forest and I have no fucking idea as to what's going on. But I will take you as truthful, since it is unlikely you would be able to lie to me. Very good. And you feel this kind of magical presence of your mind drift away, and you realize you were just temporarily charmed by this unseeming and rather profiteering barkeeper.
Now, mind you, you charmed me. Normally I'd be mad about that, but to be honest, you got nothing out of it. So, I mean,
and I will point out,
that's on you.
The mist fucking ate someone in my bar.
Well, I mean, I've seen weirder things.
Good for you. I haven't. This is my life. I own a bar and I own an inn.
But you also do the magical thingies. I mean,
yes, because I
you've
trained
probably done something crazy. Like,
no, I own a bar.
You just charmed me. That's pretty crazy. I mean, you coerced me to do things against my will. That's pretty crazy in my book.
I will throw you out of my bar and into the street, you know. Bloody hell, what the hell have you brought into my... Let's go to your rooms and have your food and have your drink. What about service?
If you want to be honest, it not just in your place. We brought it to the town as a whole.
I would advise that you don't actually say that. When people in the town can hear you. We have reduced children and fellows of the town to the beasts. You telling them that you brought it here, well, I can't promise you will escape with all your limbs.
Well, if we want to be technical, though, I didn't bring it. My companions brought it. I just showed up here.
You still have the hospitality of the Three Foxes Tavern and Inn. I would advise that you go and sleep now before I get more. Yes, sir, just go to sleep. And you watch as he turns around, walks back to the bar, and you know as soon as he's a few steps away, he probably can't hear you anymore due to his deafness that he counteracts with that charm, the earring charm. And you notice immediately he's behind the bar. He grabs like a bottle of what looks to be very strong spirit, and just starts pouring himself shots.
Can I wait? He walks closer. Can I have a shot of that before bed? I'm gonna roll persuasion too, just to see if I can get it. 21.
Very fucking well. And he slides a shot towards you. And it's as you're drinking this shot, Roxy, that we transition to you, Sin. In your slumber, and you can take a short rest. If you want, I'll let you know if it jumps to a long rest.
Okay.
Actually, no, wait. I'll be kind. I'll say hold off for now. See what the others want to do first. But it's as we're jumping over to you, and as you're preparing to go to sleep. Actually, you run Pyre's words through your mind in this moment, as you were both unconscious before you were roused back to consciousness, and before Pyre was seized by the mist. You had this brief moment of connection with one another, and you remember Pyre's words, Pyre's advice for what to do, since it seemed she sensed something untoward was going to happen to her. She recommended, if you remember, to go and check out the
apothecary.
God damn it. The 5 Herbs and Gardens.
5 Herbs and Gardens.
To talk to Old Nan about the Silence Gods. To talk to Hob about any information about the Insanely Sane.
Mm-hmm.
And the Grove.
So really, Sin is just up in her room making a to-do list.
Yes, just before you turn in to go to sleep.
Okay, I have made my to-do list.
And in this case, I'll say you, from the exhaustion you feel, you very quickly drop off to sleep. And you, in your mind, your focus shifts. You feel like you're awake and yet you're asleep at the same time. You feel like as if you're running through the forest, as if its very energies are resonating with your own in a very beneficial way. Like you're stronger, smarter than you ever have been. Like you're more aware of what is going on and what is around you and who Sin is. That Sin is more than just mistress, but friend, ally, and someone to return to as soon as possible. As you kind of look down, you see not hands, but paws. The paws of a giant panther. As Umbra runs through the forest, in the vague direction of where she knows Dunbar to be.
Oh my god, I'm emotional over my Umbra. Okay.
And is in this moment as you have one curiosity. How exactly does a panther know of Durin's Burrow? And as your curiosity resonates in your mind, you drift off into your slumber. I'll be kind, you can have a long
Oh
rest.
my god.
I'll say, even if people try and wake you, you just got.
I'm out.
Yeah.
It's been an emotionally exhausting, not even day. I died many times.
Gilda, as Roxy's having this conversation with Hob and as Sin is going into her slumber, you're up on the roof. And you've been there for 2 minutes at this point, just trying to calm yourself and relax after all that you've gone through within this last day. Something catches your eye. You see at the very edge of the forest, just before the trees break and make way for the land of Durin's Burrow, you see the mist start to swirl and gather in a very odd way. It seems like it's trying to solidify and then breaks apart and tries to solidify again. And you can swear in the moments between this solidification of the mist and dispersal, it's not the trees behind it that you see, but you see instead trees that don't line up, if that makes sense. It seems like the trunks in that one spot are too wide or too thin. But just in this kind of 6 feet by 6 feet spot, almost as like if you're looking into a different area of the forest, a different set of trees, or as if space is being shifted slightly. And as this dance of solidification and dispersal seems to occur before you, what do you want to do?
That is very curious. Half of me wants to go check it out. Half of me knows that's an incredibly dumb idea. Yeah, I'm just going to keep an eye on it a little bit, and if it's persisting, I'll just save it and we'll talk about it in the morning, and if it goes away, it's just
Okay.
goes away, but I'm definitely just intently staring at that spot for like the next hour.
Okay. In that case, that for that entire hour, it doesn't fade. It seems like times to build an intensity and kind of drift away, and you think it's going to stop, and then it starts up again. But for that hour, it keeps continuing. And now, if you want, you and Voxy can make your long rest as well.
Okay. Get back
Unless there's
all the
anything
health I've
Voxy,
ever
that
lost.
you want to do. Voxy, is there anything you wanted to do before you go and have your slumber? You're muted as well.
Muted. I know. I was thinking. My
apologies.
Okay.
You just want to sleep?
Oh,
Obviously gonna do some prep on my battle axe before bed,
Sure.
but that's about it.
Okay. In that case, as the three of you complete your long rest and you come to, it's in the very early hours of the morning. You went to sleep in the afternoon, so at this point it's something like 6 a.m. in the morning. 5, 6 a.m. None of you know precisely. But the sun has always been kind of subdued in the Dead End Forest since you entered it, fighting to break through the thick mists and the thick canopies. You can just see like what seems to be early morning rays trying futilely to shine over the trees. A few rays of light drifting in through windows as you all wake up and make your way downstairs into the main room of the tavern. You agree to be the same site as you were. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
While Voxy being, the most military-ish of people, I'm gonna say,
Oh, no.
is going to wake up bright and early
Oh, no.
and bang his gauntlets on each person's door of his party and be like, "Rise and shine, time to get to work."
No.
Okay.
After about like the second knock, there's an arrow that pierces through the door. Shut up! I'm fucking like, oh god, I don't need to do that.
Yeah, Sin would like wrench the door open. Her hair is just this giant rat's nest, and just be like, "I will be there in a moment," and I'll slam the door back in his face.
Okay. Then it's after this rude awakening, about 20 minutes later, that you make your way down into the main room of the Three Foxes, and you see the same sight of the fires burning in the bridge of the hearth and the fireplace. The chill of what you witnessed the night before, the afternoon before rather, still sinks heavily into your bones. But you can feel the warmth a bit more now. Sleeping seems to have helped your mind subconsciously deal with what you saw at least somewhat. And you see Hob sat behind the bar once more, working on this large tome that's equally the size of him. Next to him stands Borzen, the human with the choppy blonde hair about shoulder length, and the two of them are just bowed and heads together, whispering to one another, or whispering as much as Borzen probably can. I say whisper. It's more signing. He's more signing.
Nice.
But yeah, they're there, and you see them. Borzen's eyes first flicker to you, before Hob follows it, not having heard your approach. They just give you a brief nod, and they go back to whatever they're doing.
I'm going to approach them.
Okay.
Yeah,
As soon as you
sitting
come
down at
close,
the bar.
as soon as you come closer, Hob stops speaking. Borzen's hands disappear back beneath the bar counter, and they just turn to you expectantly.
So, yesterday afternoon was a lot.
You can say that, yes.
I feel like you have many questions,
Yes, that is true.
but I have questions of my own. And I will try to answer your questions if you can answer mine.
That is fair. I will take that trade, I think. Borzen will be here to watch and make sure things untoward don't happen. And in this moment, as in just before this conversation starts, Gilda, you feel like a tug at the back of your head, or back of the mind rather, pulling you towards where you saw this abnormality the night before. And you swear you can hear something. It's almost like a heartbeat. Just a steady pulse, very low, barely audible.
I have a question for you as well, Hob. Do you have coffee? Is that a thing? Coffee with alcohol in it,
As soon
preferably.
as questions are given and answered, you will have coffee, my friend.
Can I give you 2 gold to have it now?
Fine. Give me the gold. At your price,
Oh, yeah.
2 gold.
Very, very tiredly, just slapping 2 gold on the table.
Once again, you see the very quick movements, which just scoops it straight into the pocket of his waistcoat. Lovely. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Coffee.
Aye, coffee. With alcohol, if you can. Whiskey, preferably.
So,
Kind of just want the whiskey.
Before we get into the conversation, Parallax, you found yourself strange enough in this forest a few days ago now, by your estimations. You trained as you are in travelling across different multiverses, studied as you are under an Archmaster of the Magic and the Arcanum. You find yourself in a very unusual situation, one that you haven't found yourself in before, which is a novelty for one such as yourself. Your magic seems to reach a wall whenever you try and reach out to the weave, almost as if something is trying to interfere with your connection, and never encountered anything like this before. It's fascinating to you. But you have been wandering through this forest you found yourself in after stepping out of your portal. And for you, time and space seems to be malleable. It feels like as if you're walking 10 yards and yet traveling 10 miles. It's unusual. And you find yourself, in this moment, stepping forward out of the mist. And you look over your shoulder to see the very familiar abnormality of the mist disappearing, the solidification and dispersal stopping, as you find yourself on the edge of a small town. No lights are in the no candles are in the windows or anything like that, apart from one building, which has the sign, "The Three Foxes Tavern and Inn," hanging outside, and the symbolism of three fox heads lined up in a row.
I'll make my way toward that.
Okay. Sin, what were your questions?
I was told, Hob, I need to ask you about two things. I'm hoping a third. What can you tell me about Titan's Grove?
Where did you hear that name? And you see Sin, was like a flare of aggression in his eyes as you just say the Titan's Grove. Like a tenseness coming to his shoulders.
Well, why don't you tell me what Titan's Grove is, and I'll tell you where I heard it.
No. You want the information here. And so you will pay for that information by answering my question.
And you want information from me, and so you will pay for that information by answering my question. I'm sure you're
Make me a persuasion check.
Why? No, that's the trash dice. Where is my... There it is. It's a 5. Roll on that one, please.
No, you answer my question.
Pyre told me.
Well, why didn't you say so? That's all you had to say, dear Sin.
Well, it's a very aggressive response for a simple answer now, isn't it?
The Titan's Grove, you see, is a very secretive aspect of this below. I don't know much about it, its history and the like, I just know what it is. Basically, you'll find no sympathy given to the gods here. They're not exactly liked. But we do worship one thing and one thing alone. The Whisper Upon the Winds is called. The spirit of the forest. It is often you can commune with it in the Titan's Grove. I don't know why your friend asked about it, why she wanted to know where there might be any connection to the divine, I believe, but that's what she asked. And if you want to know locations, just walk around and you'll see it soon enough. Hard to miss, to be honest.
Alright. Now you answered my question. I do have more, but a deal's a deal. If you wanted to ask me a question, go ahead. So sorry.
At this point, Borzen comes out and has the cup of coffee for you, Gilda, and you watch as he reaches below the bar, grabs a spirit, essentially just pours a shot in, since you asked for the alcohol. You see, I will have you ask your next question, Sin. I think mine is a bit big, so 2 for the price of 1.
Okay. Who is the insanely sane one?
You're asking the exact same questions as your friend, aren't you? Okay. The insanely sane could probably apply to 2 people by my awareness. Old Nan is one of them, the old woman who is kind of like the healer, the matron of this place. She's been here longer than I have, as far as I know. She's always been here. But she'd probably be classed as insanely sane. The second is a patient of the apothecary. A young woman was in here the other day, and I, innocently enough, happened to overhear her conversations, you understand. She was talking about her father. He'd been suffering night terrors recently. Only those terrors were now afflicting him during the day.
I would like to make a statement.
Go
In
ahead,
that-
Roxy.
That's a surprise that you actually overheard anything at all. With your, hearing problem and all.
I'm afraid if you want to stay here another night, you'll have to repay for your rooms. But Sin, as I was saying, they are probably the two who could apply as insanely sane. That is what your friend Paya was after. But now, my question. Why is it you are here? You come here and the mist eats people.
We came here because we heard about letters.
You had letters, yes. Liversa had letters, and there were letters forewarning what was going to happen with the forest and the mists. It just so happened that everyone could ignore them, thinking them just rumors and stories and tall tales. She and Raylan had tracked this village to be the origin of the letters.
Yes, so that. We heard there were letters warning of the mist, and were sent here to investigate where these letters came from. We know that it's in this town. We don't know much more other than that.
Yeah, so you watch as Hob and Bosun look to one another for a moment. Yes, I know, love, but I mean, can't just tell. Fuck you. Okay. And you notice Bosun has like a very arrogant posture to him now, like he just won an argument. Fine. If you're looking in that, I will be kind and I will give you this advice. Look for the Elderman.
The Elder?
The Elderman, yes. He's the one who manages the village. Make sure grain comes in, there's stockpiled food, things like that. General disputes. If anyone will probably know where the letters are coming from, it'd be him.
And where would I find him? In the nicest house in town?
Oh, gods, no. No, rather, the Titan, no. Of course not. He's much too humble for that. You'll find him actually near the Grove.
Okay. Wow.
Maybe a small hut. He likes to keep simple. And it's at that moment, as Hob says that you hear the door behind you slam open. And Parallax, do you want to introduce what you look like as you step across the threshold?
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure if the overlay's up, but it looks very much like the character in D&D Beyond that I've selected as my icon. You see this probably like 5.5 feet, between 5.5 and 6 feet tall, sort of swarthy, goateed. If you were drawing him, you'd draw like a series of squares, just very like, broad chest, squat, heavy dude, beer gut. Like a sort of, how do I want to describe it, like a Viking looking shirt that like goes down. Is actually like one piece, but it's like separated by a belt, predominantly red, little gold, blue trimming, carrying a staff, red bandana, pulling his dark hair back. And he comes in talking, "What is this place? You guys got a mist problem." He leaves the door wide open and just like goes right up to the bar. "What the hell is happening here? Where am I? First, give me a meal. I need food."
Close the door!
Oh, leave it open! It's stuffy
No,
in
this
here!
is the... Shush. Welcome to the Thief Fox's Tavern and in, wonderful guest. We here offer food, beverage, and beds. I assume then you'll be wanting food. I assume a stew would be good for you. Good morning, stew.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Pause stew. Quick as you can, please, love. Anyway, welcome to Durham's Burrow, Wanderer. I'm surprised you have wandered this far, considering the forest and the mist, like you mentioned. But welcome. Can I get you room, boards, drinks, anything else? Or just
Yeah, bring it. Everything. I'll take it all.
Wonderful. In that case, that would be about a gold piece, please.
About that issue, I have doubloons and I have guilders. I don't know if you accept that currency here.
Is any of it gold?
I mean, it's yellow. Is that the right money? And I'll put like a couple pieces of coin down. I don't know where I am. I'm just telling you that now.
Watson picks it up and just looks at it very closely. It'll work. And shoves it into his pocket.
They use guilders here. Okay. And then I scoop the money back into my pouch.
What was that, sorry, Gilda?
They use what now? Says Gilda regarding
Did
guilders.
you say it out loud?
It's like, oh, they take guilders here.
Yeah, guilders. It's money. Hey, what is this place?
Right.
It's just a lovely little village that was sadly enveloped by the forest when it decided to go southward. Nothing too bad, I assure you. If you wish to settle here for a few days, I'm more than glad to give you room, board, and food and meal for coin, of course.
Yeah, I'll stick around for a bit.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. The inn's nice. But the mist is an issue. Really, don't open your window at night, okay? Promise me that.
Okay.
It wasn't the mist that did the things last night. It was the butterflies.
The butterflies come with the mist, okay? They are hand in hand.
Was it bad that I was breathing that stuff in for like 3 days? Am I gonna be sick?
Probably.
You've been out in the mist for 3 days.
Yeah, just wandering around. First clearing I saw was today, brought me here.
You didn't see anything strange in the mist?
Just a lot of gray trees.
Did it try to eat you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, to your recollection, Parallax, you were just in an unusual forest of mist. There was nothing beyond that happened.
Yeah.
Hey, Gilder, Foxy, hey. Maybe we should stick close to this guy, because, like, he hasn't been attacked by the mist. Maybe he's immune. We need some of that right now.
I mean, do you really think that's what's going on? Or do you think you just might be really lucky? And we're really unlucky.
Well, maybe if we have some of his good luck, it'll balance out our shit luck.
But then we'll just have mediocre luck.
Also, like, he could be another target.
As in, we need to kill him?
No, as in, maybe we won't get killed.
Oh.
Foxy, get with the program.
Parallax is like
It's
taking
really
his
early.
gear off at this point.
And he just walked in, and it's stuffy, and I haven't eaten. Where's my box? Roxy says as he literally pulls out his preserving chest.
Yep.
Okay, great. So, Parallax, how did you
Well, I cast my teleportation spell, stepped through my gate, missed. Now, I did do it in a hurry. I was sort of being chased at the time, but I'm pretty sure I had all the runes right. I never made that kind of mistake.
Clarify. You missed where you were supposed to go, or you appeared in this mist?
I mean, if you can tell me where I am, then I can tell you if I'm in the right place. I didn't anticipate landing in a forest full of mist, but could be, to my knowledge, I could be anywhere. And I take my gear off and I step my stuff down, and my staff makes this noise. And I'm like, what the heck? Oh. And I'm like, never mind that. Sorry about that.
What?
And I eagerly look for my food.
If I may interject, sir, if you wish to bring pets into the premises, that would be a further 2 silver.
No money. No, it's not a pet. It's
Bugger.
It's this staff.
Fine. Bugger.
It's a
I
bit
notice
magical.
Hob just seems to deflate for a moment when you say that it's not a pet.
Sorry.
It just goes back to writing in his book as who you don't know, but it pours and comes out, and it's human, about average height, 5'8", 6'5'4", something, I don't know. Yeah, sorry, somewhere with my words. Choppy hair about to the shoulder, blonde, looks about in his 30s probably. Comes out and puts a bowl of stew before you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tear into that. Tearing into that. Still tearing into it.
Now, I don't mean to be rude to any of you. You, good sir, eating, you're fine. But the rest of you, you brought bad luck upon me so far. So I'm afraid that currently the Three Foxes is currently a bed and breakfast only.
I mean,
Talk about
We
bad
couldn't-
luck.
technically put bad luck on you. You had the bad luck by running into us. So that's your bad luck. Now your bad luck is rubbing off on us. I'm gonna
You're
roll
not putting me in a better mood.
24
Don't-
persuasion.
What you're saying might well be true, sir, but you're still putting me in a better mood. So yes.
Don't worry, we'll just have breakfast in this bed and breakfast, and we have things we need to do, and we will go do them.
I will say over this encounter you will have realised Hobbs' countenance is a bit more guarded now that he had someone eaten by a mist in the middle of his home.
But if I was 2 people.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
totally.
One was outside, one was inside.
Yes, I feel like it's an appropriate
Oh, yeah.
response.
So I'll skip ahead and say your food is brought out, and it's not exactly of a low quality, but it's not gourmet either. No, it's standard food essentially. What you'd expect really from a tavern. 2 silver, a coin each.
Yep.
You head out on your day. Parallax, what do you choose to do?
Hey, where are you all going?
Do you want to come with? We're going on an adventure.
Yeah, where are you headed? Is it
To
somewhere
solve the riddle of the forest and to cure it of whatever is ailing it.
What do you
Like-
say?
in the
that
opposite
what we're
direction
going?
of the mist? Around the mist?
Into the mist, good sir.
Into the town that's covered in mist.
Okay.
Yeah, I will say that the Durhansborough itself, while does have mist, it's not as strong or as present as it is in the forest proper.
Okay. Well, if I see them leaving in the opposite direction of the way I walked in, I'm going to follow them.
Okay.
I'm coming with you.
The more the merrier.
Well, whatever.
Just-
with this forest.
Just accept it, Gilder. At this point, what's the point in trying to resist?
As
There
you
is
step
always a
outside-
good reason to resist.
As you step outside, Gilda, you notice that whatever anomaly was present has vanished.
Over the table, I think I know what that was. I think I know what's happening.
Okay.
Yes, so
Okay,
where do you
sure,
go
okay.
first?
Wait, could I get where is Old Nan? I wanted to ask that from Hob before we left.
Okay.
Like-
Also, I would have asked for directions to the apothecary.
Yeah.
There could be a few general locations you could find Old Nan. She's either making home visits, helping people, or she's in her own shack, or she's at the apothecary getting new herbs. I can't say for certain, I'm afraid. She wanders about. No one really knows.
Okay.
I don't even know where she lives. No one really knows where she lives, to be honest. You know, you put a message in at the apothecary and she comes to see you. Sorry, I can't be more help.
No, that was plenty of help. Thank you, Hob. We're so sorry for all of this. Truly.
Look, just give me good coin, and I'm sure I will forget it soon enough.
Here is 2 gold for all your trouble, and for the 2 patrons you lost.
Quick as a whip, disappeared back into his pocket of his waistcoat. You realise the pockets aren't big enough to hold as much coin as you've seen him scooping in, so they're probably enchanted as well.
Of course.
Thank you
Pockets of
very
holding.
much for your patronage. I have no idea as to what happened last night. I assure you, completely gone from my memory.
Oh, good.
Do hurry back.
Oh, great.
Right.
Wait, we can come back?
Shush! You stop before you ruin it.
Yeah, for now, let's focus on getting out, and then we'll worry about getting back in afterwards.
Don't need any
So
help
where-
from you.
Where do you choose to head first?
I think we should go to the apothecary.
Okay.
Old Nan might be there. The insanely sane one might be like the Night Terror Man might be there.
So I will say Hob did give you some basic instructions how to find the apothecary. It's a well-known building, and as you mentioned last session the other day, you'll hit with a scent soon enough. And it takes about 5 minutes of walking, and the village around you is still dead. There's no lights in windows, no sound of movements. The incense burning outside of doors is running a bit low. It's still burning, and there's that heady scent around you still.
Okay. So it's gonna take us 5 minutes to get there, right?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
I'm going to be talking to Parallax on asking his name and weird other things about him and whatever we actually can. Just to get to know the person, because he is following us, so I'd like to know that.
Go ahead and determine between yourself how that looks.
So, you, stranger, name, yes?
Yeah, Parallax. Sorry, I thought we covered that.
Did we? I was kind of paying attention to my bag. So, Parallax, that's a peculiar name. Well, so is Foxy. But
Yeah, it's peculiar to me. It's mine. Individual to me.
Individual, as in you're the only person in existence to have the name Parallax?
As far as I know, yeah. I picked it out. I think it's a cool word.
Oh, so you are like mine in that sense. I also got to pick my name.
Oh, nice.
Well,
What did you choose?
I went with Foxy because it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Very seems like it has a very vengeful sort of name to it. I like that sort of stuff.
Neat.
I feel like Sin would chime in and be like, "Yeah, since you're following us, I guess you should know all of our names."
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. I'm Sin. The grumpy old man over there is Gilder. There were 2 more of us.
Hey, your name's on the money.
Yeah, that was a bit confusing of a morning. I thought there was something stronger than whiskey in that coffee.
Sometimes you go to a place where they use guilders. Sometimes they use doubloons. Sometimes they use woo token. There's all kinds of weird names for money.
What?
You
Why?
guys use guilders.
Why don't you just call them by what they're made out of? Like gold or
Gold coins.
silver
Or Electrum.
or...
That's way easier. I don't know why people don't do that. I didn't come up with money. Money was not my idea. Wouldn't use it if I didn't have to.
Yeah, I will say in my world, they do have names, the different currencies, but they're very rarely used, and it's kind of like if someone knows it, it's because they obsess over trivia, that kind of thing. It's just a gold coin because it's made of gold and it has the value of 1 gold. So why wouldn't it be called a gold coin? But you'll find some people who insist in being paid in. I insist in being paid in Orbellum, thank you very much. I don't know what that is.
Pretentious.
Yeah, essentially, yes.
Yes, there were 2 more of us, but they were eaten by the mist. Now we're trying to solve that whole issue. I'm glad
Yeah.
you weren't eaten by the mist. You were
Well, me
traveling
too.
for days.
I didn't know that was an option.
Do you
That
want?
wasn't really an option. It was more of a. It just happened.
What if, and hear me out on this, what if he was, and that's why he's here now?
We don't have mist like this where I was.
So what if he, instead of being teleported, was eaten by the mist and brought to the mist?
No, like, the mist ate him and dropped him off here. So it doesn't,
At
like,
Durnsboro.
yes,
Huh?
So the
As in,
mist
like-
is like a portal?
maybe. I mean, there's weirder things.
Yeah, I can't
Although-
read its magic. I don't know.
But do you have something like detect magic powers?
Oh, yeah. Do I have that prepared? I'm sure I have that.
I'm sure during your couple of days' journey you would have had it prepared at some point and would have cast it. So I'll say what you do know is the mist, by and large, is actually natural mist. But there are aspects of it where, when you look at it to detect magic, it seems almost like pure magic. A very weakened and dispersed form of it, but it's pure magic in the form of a mist.
I see.
And when the mist is thicker, that is more prominent. But when the
see.
mist dies down, it's less prominent.
I'll tell you, I think the mist has been tampering with my spells. So I keep all my spells in this bag, and I like point to this bag, and like lately I reach in and pull out a spell and it's not there. And that's odd. And that's why I need to find out where I am and how to get out of here.
We all would like to know that.
What do you mean you reach into your bag and pull out a spell?
I pause. Where are we right now? Are we surrounded by mist?
You're in the middle of the town, going down like either side of you are kind of shabby-looking homes, and you do notice there are kind of claw marks on door walls, something. So the signs of beast attacks, essentially. But it's
All right.
The mist is no more than knee-high.
So when he asked me that, I'm like, I'll show you. I reach into the bag and I pull out a firebolt and I shoot it up into the sky. Just like a flare.
Voxy gets incredibly excited over this.
I will say, at this point as well, the kind of heady scent of incense at this point has been overpowered by a very earthy plant-like smell of spice, essentially. Spice and herbs, and it's an odd mix at this point, and you could get the idea you're nearing probably the 5 herbs and gardens, which is definitely not based on 5 spices. But anyway.
I would quicken my pace. I want to get there. I have answers. I have questions that need answers.
I have a really interesting...
I have answers, and she better have questions.
Voxy is now very curious on the bag, and if he can pull out spells from said bag, or if it's only a parallax thing. But we'll not ask this, but we'll be just like, constantly walking like,
No.
If nothing else comes up, then you, after another about a minute trek through a few winding passageways and side alleys, you come to a building bigger than most, though not quite as big as the tavern was. You can see plants in pots lined outside. You can see inside. Well, at this point, it's a glass house, essentially, or what you would know to be known as a glass house. So it's inside glass, and you can see plants line the entire inside of it. And rather than having a sign hanging over the door or anything like that, there's just a post hammered into the ground, which has the 5 herbs and gardens. Or 5 herbs and gardens apothecary, I should say.
I go in.
Okay.
I like this place.
As the door opens and a shrill chime rings out, Helja, do you want to tell me what you've been doing for the past minute?
So I have been.
Sorry, I'll let you know because we had a few different introductions.
Yeah, I was like,
I just, guys, my bad. I blame the cider. Anyway, so you know Old Nan. Old Nan has been your contact within Doonesborough for going on a good 10 years, shall we say?
Okay.
When you wander through and enter the borough, you often will help Old Nan out. You'll help her out with medicines and creating tinctures and herbalism mixtures and things like that. You'll be a general help for her, and in turn she helps you. And it's kind of like a trade of medical knowledge, essentially, or herbalism knowledge.
Yeah.
You're currently within the apothecary because Old Nan has talked to you about a troubling case she's been fighting with a father, an older individual, human in his late 60s, who's been struggling with night terrors that have evolved to afflict him during the day and during his waking hours now, rendering him essentially incapacitated in his own home, complaining of seeing visions and talking to things that aren't there, but also coming out in blisters and unnatural cuts. And you were basically asked by Old Nan to assist her in this. And so you're currently at the apothecary looking to gather some herbs to make what you hope will be a cure.
Perfect.
But yeah, for the last minutes, what have you been doing in pursuit of this?
So I probably am fairly knowledgeable about different types of plants and herbs. So I was probably just sort of walking my way through here, trying to pick out the different herbs that I think might be useful, trying to see if Nan gave me a list, then I'm definitely like running through that list, making sure that like I have everything. So I'm kind of just wandering through here trying to pick the right herbs.
Okay, as you wander through under the sharp gaze of the storefront of the apothecary, a young woman, half elf from the looks of it, very fine, delicate features, the slightly pointed ears, long black hair that falls loosely around the shoulders down to about mid-back, dressed in kind of scrubs, essentially, random clothes designed to get dirty, if you will. And she stands just watching you carefully as you wander through. Could you make me a nature check, just to see if you can find the herb you want to find?
Sure. That's an 18.
Okay, I would say that you've been making good process, picking up out the herbs that you need, and you found one herb that you thought you needed, but then you kind of had your mind flash back to a previous case, and nope, that's not what you need a different one. And you've been going through picking them out. And it's as you're about to go and pay for these herbs, shall we say, that you hear the chime of the door opening behind you as a kind of ragtag group of 4 individuals wander through, led by a... Well, Sin, do you want to describe yourself?
Led by a blue tiefling, long black hair, blunt bangs, horns that curve up. Her hair's probably... I'm going to say Sin's pretty stressed. It's in a really messy bun because she cannot be bothered to tie it up in her usual braid or ponytail. And she's got cloven feet and a long blue tail.
Okay. And following behind her is the You Don't Know It Parallax, who we've had described, and Foxy, Gilda. Do the both of you want to describe yourself?
Sure, I can. Gilder can go first.
Fine, I'll go first. So Gilder's about, you can tell right off the bat, he's just a normal human guy, about 6'2". He's got sort of medium length ginger hair, a scruffy beard with flecks of like gray kind of peppering in there, pulled out into a tiny little ponytail at the back. You'll see he's got pretty shiny looking breastplate, medium armor, and a bow on his back with sort of elvish carving into it.
And Voxy?
So Voxy, standing at a very modest height.
I believe you said 5'6".
5'9".
5'9".
Very modest height.
Oh.
Lightly tanned skin, wearing a white mask, because I always forget that I have a mask. With very white hair to go with it. That's about shoulder length, kind of like my hair. He is wearing a very modest, very thin outfit of just normal cloth, no armor whatsoever, except for two very specific white gauntlets that he has. Very ornate, very like, wow, those are really nice. Why is that the only armor that this person is wearing? Sort of nonsense. Cough, cough, they're magical items, cough, cough. And very slender build as well. Not something you would expect to be wielding the giant, great axe that he has upon his back, which is also very white. I
sense a
love the color
theme.
white. Yes, love white. Love white.
In that case, as the four of you step in to the apothecary, you see, as I previously described, the kind of shopkeep off to one side, whose eyes flickered over to you, and directly in front of you, you see, well, Helja, if you want to introduce yourself, describe what you look like.
What you see is, you can't quite tell how old she is, and it looks like she could be about 6'3". However, she's hunched over down to about 5'7". She is covered in some armor that looks like it's chainmail, but upon looking a little bit closer, you can see that there's bone sort of implemented here and there throughout it. And you can see her hair is constantly just kind of flowing as if there's a wind around her. And you see that she has a helm that she has currently flipped up, but you can see that it is also made on a skull that fits over her face. And she's got some tattoos here and there, and you can see that she's got cloaks on her, and she's sort of got all of these bags sort of situated around her. The thing that you see most unsettling is that strapped to one of the bags, you see this doll sort of just hanging there. And you can see her sort of like trying to pull out the few coins that she has to pay for the herbs that she's currently trying to buy.
And as I just saw in the Twitch chat, Voxy's wearing a cloak of billowing as well.
Good, important. I'd also like to point out that Sin is 5'9", probably like 6'2" with her horns. So we're a very tall party, y'all.
So yeah, the four of you are confronted with the visage of Helja as she pays for her herbs. And the shopkeep looks over to you. Welcome to our humble apothecary. What can I do for you all?
I heard that there was a man here with waking nightmares or night terrors, or all the time terrors. And I need to ask him some things.
And upon hearing that, I'm going to swivel around and look at you.
I'm going to notice you swiveling around and looking at me, and I'm going to look at you back.
I might be able to help you with that.
Would you?
Yes, I happen to be taking care of that individual. What is it that you need with him?
We're trying You may have noticed there's a mist around.
Yes,
People
of
are
course.
scared. How do I put this? My friend, who got spirited away by the mist, sent me a cosmic message in the form of a crow and told me to ask for an insanely sane person, and he might be that insanely sane person.
You don't sound so sure of yourself.
Well, it's either him or a person everyone knows by the name of Old Nan, and I'm trying to check both boxes.
I know Old Nan too. Perhaps I could be of use.
It sounds like you're exactly the person I've been looking for as of this morning.
That's pretty convenient.
A little too convenient, but alright.
There are no accidents in this world.
Not at all.
You, Helja, as you're having this conversation, well, the rest of you watch this Helja, although you haven't introduced yourself yet, as Helja seems to stiffen for a moment. And Helja, you hear a very familiar voice, almost as if the wind itself is stirring around you, carrying a voice upon its breeze. Do not trust the white-haired one. He is in service to the traitor, to the defilers, to the divine. And then this presence fades.
Eyes and look at you all.
Well, I'll help you. Still.
What do you mean still? Weren't you what changed in the moment that we spoke?
Never mind. Never mind. Well, shall we?
Yes, please.
Do you all leave?
I'm gonna turn around and
Thank you so much for the herbs. Here's your coin. Have a lovely day.
and she's gonna waddle out.
I'm 100% following Helia.
Okay.
Hell yeah!
We'll turn
Hell
with
yeah.
cloak billowing and walk out as
Okay.
majestic as possible.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna hang back to talk with the shopkeeper for a moment once everybody leaves.
Sure.
Just
Uh,
like I'm pretending back. I'm following. No, I'm not.
Parallax?
But I didn't need any tea anyway, so
Okay.
all of them.
So, Gilda, you're the only one to notice this. As everyone just suddenly vacates the shop, walks in, stands on the premise for like a minute, and just turns and walks out. You notice the shopkeeper just. But that was my say.
What do you want? Or you just gonna stand around as well? Do you want something? Or...
Did she not pay for those?
I mean, she always pays, but it's never enough.
And you notice, and just starts counting it out off to one side.
I'm sure someone will cover it later. Someone always does, but it's never enough.
Sir,
What
I
would
just
you-
needed to know, do you have anything that can help with, and then we've never talked about his
Does it-
son's condition, but I guess I would describe those
I,
symptoms.
yes, as far as you know, Gilda, 'cause I meant to send you this message and I completely forgot. I apologize. Gilda's son is currently in a state of kind of in a coma currently. Nothing too serious beyond that. Beyond there being no actual, seem to be no cause for the coma. Just didn't wake up one day. There have been constant nosebleeds and things like that. But even you drawing on contacts who can call upon divine healing or other forms of healing have been unable to rouse your child. So it seems to be that it's just a coma, but it isn't something that has been able to be corrected by your standard means.
Yeah, so I'll see if she's got the extra good stuff, that good in the back.
This is just a simple herbery.
Anything at all.
We do herbs, we don't do... Look, if you're looking for that type of aid, as much as I hate to say it, you're probably wanting that crazy old hag. Right? She's probably your best bet. I don't deal with that stuff. Her
Is this the same old Nan that everybody else is talking about?
Well, I mean, as I say, Nan could probably help you, but you just want that Helja, I think her name is. That's who you want to talk to. She deals with the more... I don't know how to describe it. The cult. Look, are you gonna buy something or are you just gonna leave?
Calm down. I'm fine on paying for whatever she didn't pay for. It's just having a conversation first, trying to figure out something. I'll just leave whatever the difference is and then
Okay. In
walk out.
that case,
Oh, nice.
it's 5 gold.
Yeah, I'll just put down 5 gold.
Okay.
Christ, no, just gotta...
I
issues.
apologize. I apologize. It's just I woke up with the hag rattling my door, trying to come in. I was having a nice sleep, and then I had to come down here and deal with it all. And I was up late last night. I apologize.
You didn't watch 2 friends get eaten by the mist last night, so it's not.
I assume you walk out on that. Just,
Yeah.
Okay, you hear the faint exclamation of "What the?" as the door closes behind you as you leave, just saying your friend was eaten by the mist. Okay. Okay then, so you're all outside of the apothecary, leaving behind a flustered shopkeep.
As is, it's what we do best.
Every
I'll
shot
try to
must be
casually.
flustered before we leave a town.
So I assume, should I assume introductions were done while Gilder was having his conversation?
Sure, yes. Hell yeah. Sin, Gilder, Parallax. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
The old guy's Gilder. Shit, where is he?
Oh,
And
right. Gilder's not there. Foxy.
I think this is
What?
a good time as we have Gilder rejoin you outside of the apothecary before Helga leads you to either the
Hell yeah.
a man whose name you don't know yet, or to Old Man, depending on which Helga thinks is best. I think we'll go for a quick 5-minute break because I am boiling here. The weather has not been kind. So yes, thank you for watching part 1 of session 5 of the Old Myths. We'll be taking a 5 to 10 minute break quickly, while I also try and recenter myself after the cider. So do stick around and we will be right back.
Drug DM. Woo!
Oh, boy.
Hell
You're good.
Okay, and hello and welcome back to the Old Myths, session 5 of the Old Myths. Before we jump back into the game, I just want to say a quick thank you to those that stuck around during the break to continue watching, for those that were watching the VOD or those that are just joining, as well as those that are watching over on YouTube. The viewership is greatly appreciated. Also, if I stumble, make any mistakes, etc., blame the cider I'm having because it is my 20th birthday and I thought I'd indulge myself for a change. And any music you hear during tonight's session is the property of Alex Rowe, who can be found on YouTube, Spotify, and Bandcamp under those names, or can be found over on Twitter at Roetaka. That's Roetaka. I'll memorize that one day. But yeah, do check out his music. I've been listening to it for 2 years and use it for background music when reading and writing. And with that said, let's jump back into session 5 of the Old Myths. So, as we left off, you just exited the 5 Herbs and Gardens Apothecary, which is not named after 5 spices, no matter what anyone says.
I thought it was a, Olive Garden reference.
That was a terrible joke on my part. The heat's getting to me. Anyway, so we found ourselves outside of the apothecary, and Helja, I believe you would be helming the group after your introductions, leading the way to Old Nan. I believe it was, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, having spoken with Old Nan, an elderly woman who I'll describe when we get to her, because I want to say that, but you've had dealings with her, as I say, for about a decade now, and you left her this morning at the Alderman's Hut by the Titan's Grove. This is a place that you know well. Indeed, every time you stop through the borough, you make sure to stop at the Grove. You find yourself more at peace there than anywhere else. A deeper connection to your, not deity, but patron, as it were. And that's where you find the closest connection, where the voices are more stable. And so it's easy enough for you to lead the way, and at this point, the borough is beginning to wake up. So you can all hear movement within homes. You can see curtains flickering open for a moment as they peer out at you before these rough-hewn just strips of cloth and leather in some cases are pulled back tight. You can see some lights beginning to flicker through, probably candles being lit, and every now and then you see someone step out to relight and reset the incense that they burn to ward off the forest beasts that attack them. And Helja, it don't take you more than 15 minutes, 20 minutes to traverse the winding and definitely not uniform pathways and streets of the borough. And for the rest of you, it's actually pretty obvious pretty quickly where you're going. If you remember, Hobbs said you'd recognise the grove when you saw it, and indeed you do. For it doesn't take long before, peeking over the roofs of houses, you see the top of a tree with stark red leaves that's in clear difference to the rest of the more grey and muted tones of the Dellen forest. These red leaves serve as almost a beacon as you draw closer and closer. And at first you think you must be pretty close if you're seeing this tree. Only from first sighting of it to actually arriving at the grove, it takes you around 15 minutes. And you realise this tree, obscured as it is by the mists, and the mists actually seem to flock around it. It is more than just a simply treated or themed to tree of the village. This is something that is much larger and much more gnarled, and was probably planted when the borough was formed. And as you get closer, the homes get more and more older, showing outward growth of the borough. Helja, you lead the group to a rundown, but still quite large shack, essentially, which is on the outside of the picketed off fenced region of what you know to be the grove, where this tree sits pride of place, dead center. As you approach, you hear voices from inside, voices you, Helja, recognize as the Elderman, who you know to be called Fevel, That's I'm just going over my notes. See how I spelled it. Yeah, Ferael. So Ferel, sorry, Elderman, and Old Nan as well is the second voice you recognise, Helja.
All right. I'm gonna. This was inside that I heard their voices, correct?
Yes, it's coming from inside, and it sounds like they're continuing the conversation they were having when you left.
Okay. I'm going to as I'm gonna go just open the door, but as I'm opening it, I'm gonna be knocking.
Okay.
That they stop talking about whatever it is that they're talking about, in case it's private information.
Mm-hmm. And indeed, as you knock and go to open the door, the voices stop. And as the door opens, the rest of you are greeted with the sight of an elderly dwarf. Still got a very thick beard, although it's stark white at this point, bald on top, and just a mess of wrinkles, of dark tan skin, obviously from hard work out in farms and things like that type of labour where the skin was naturally tanned. He just looks up at you all, and before focusing on you, Helja. Yes, so what is it, Helja? Did you get what you left to go and obtain?
I did. I found some other things as well while I was out. I think that perhaps we have some friends who may need some assistance. So I thought it would be best to bring them here.
And you vouch for them, I assume?
I vouch mostly for them.
For most of them.
That's good enough for me. Come in, all of you. Come in, I'll get some tea on. And you watch as he kind of wanders back, leaning heavily on a cane, and shuffling into the depths of this shack.
Oh, wait, I have just the tea that we should have today. And I'm all full of stupid thing. I'm always going to use that preserving chest whenever I get the chance. It has tea in it.
Okay. I assume you're all entering then after Helja?
Yes.
Yeah.
I also want to lean over to Helia and ask, just clarify that is the Elderman, which I'm assuming I get.
Yes.
Perfect. Great. Awesome.
Wait, what did you do now? Guards are after us.
I know, sorry, there's like some crazy Canton drama going on. There was a fire siren, now there's police cars. Fun times.
So as you enter, this is a rather spacious room. Not so much because it's a large place, more because there's barely anything actually in it. You know, there's a table set up, and that's pretty much it. Although scattered across this table are papers and the words escaping me, writing implements, the kind of lead. I don't know. Sorry, it's
Quills.
gone.
Quill and parchment.
Quill and
Yeah,
parchment and
let's say quill. That's a bit.
And you
more,
need ink. Can you
Ink.
get ink?
inkwells.
Yeah, that's probably a bit more posher than what's actually here. But sure, let's say quills.
The charcoal sticks. There you
That
go.
was the word I was looking for. Charcoal. Thank you.
Oh.
And pieces of parchment of very low quality, and it's just scattered around, and they're just covering this table that's dead center, and there's nothing else apart from the curtain at the back, through which you can see Feriel shuffling behind, probably getting tea, despite what Roxy said. And it's you, Helia, who notice immediately. The rest of you take a few seconds as your eyes adjust to the gloom. But there's a cloaked figure huddled in one corner in a chair, just staring at you all with luminous yellow eyes as you enter.
Oh, who is that?
It's an
This-
owl. Get it?
This Helia you recognize as Old Nan.
I'm sorry, I was scared. I apologize.
There's no need to be scared here. This is a safe place, mostly.
I don't know about not being scared. I mean, I'm certainly scared of you in my time. But come in, welcome. Who are you all? Who Helja stands for?
You watch as this cloaked figure stands and pulls the cloak back, and you see a very old Tabaxi female. Her fur was probably black at one point, but it's faded into white and grey speckled patterns at this point. The yellow eyes still hold almost like a sense of youth and vigor to them, though, as they peer through the gloom. And you notice one ear seems to be missing, but the other is inlaid with what looks like rings made of bone.
Well, don't be shy. Give your names. Who do I stand before? Well, your manners. Helja, introduce them.
I'm sorry. Okay, we have Sin over here. We have Gilder over here. We have Voxy over there, and this one, Parallax, seems to be new to these folks. I'm not entirely sure where they came from.
Then you should have asked, shouldn't you, stupid one? How many times did I tell you? Always ask, always learn, always learn.
I was occupied with the herbs.
We
Fair
really
enough.
could have told Helja a little bit. You don't seem. Pardon me for saying this. You seem.
Don't pardon yourself. Just say it. Don't say it. There's no apologies. Just say.
Okay, no, I take that back. You seem a little insanely sane.
Thank you.
I have a question out of character.
Yes, ask him.
Oh, sorry, ask.
How rare are Tabaxi in the world?
You would know that actually very rare in the Zeren continent. As in, this is probably the first Tabaxi any of you have seen outside or heard of outside of stories.
Awesome.
For you to see a Tabaxi is very rare in the Zeren continent.
Voxy, being
You asked to pet her, I'm shooting you in the knee.
I'm slapping you with my tail.
more of the statement of, why is the cat talking?
I like this one. I like you. Yes. You would do good in a stew, I believe.
Oh, wonderful. Great.
Well, don't you get humor? You young folk, no humor anymore.
I know. Did you not see the humor implications in the voice?
I'm
Come
sorry.
on.
I'm sorry. I'm a little stressed out by the mist and the task that was given to me by Pyre in the form of a crow as she vanished from our very eyes. So I really just want to get down to the brass tacks.
This is why you shouldn't have drank on the first night. You would have been more prepared for today.
I really need a drink right now, honestly.
No.
In that case, I have one for you.
You should have some coffee.
Sin, was it? And you notice Furiel is coming back through his... And you hear a rattling sound as his hands are struggling to hold up this tray as he slowly shuffles towards the table, upon which you can see cups and...
I would go over and
shattered.
help him.
Okay, it's chipped clay cups and what looks like a very old and pieced together multiple times teapot. And
Oh, thank you so very much, my dear. Just place it on the table there, would you? Help yourself.
Thank you. Yes, listen, I know this might be very strange, but I don't think anything about what is going on makes sense anymore.
Oh, nothing makes sense, my dear. Nothing makes sense in this world.
I love this voice. Side note. We were sent here to two things. We were sent here to investigate the origin of some letters warning us.
Oh, never mind. Congratulations. You found the writer. Good for you. Gold star. Well done.
Can I
Awesome! Wait, so that was the thing, right? That was what we were sent for? To find that, and we found it, we win.
No. How did you know what was going to happen with the mist?
Oh, it's simple, darling. I listen. You young folk, you don't listen anymore. Helja, you're the only one that listens. So you don't listen properly. You listen, though, so props for that.
I listen the way I listen.
Perhaps the voice will speak better if you listen better. You let go of this sanity. It's boring, it shackles you. But yes, I knew what was going to happen because I listened.
You listened to? Did you to the voice on the wind?
That's not fair. You've got cat ears, and we don't.
I have one ear, you have two.
Old Nan, do you know anything about someone named, oh God, Ira Talia Kaitsko?
As you go to say the name, you only get halfway through it before, with sudden speed, this old woman is before you, her hand wrapped around your throat, stopping you from speaking.
Wow.
Don't say that name. You don't say it. No saying. Bad.
And she actually swats you on the nose.
Okay. I'm not going to say the name. What? Is that how you heard about the mist?
Yes, because I listen. I listen to the Titan. I listen to the lady. I listen to the voices. Elja, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? You listen as well.
I always listen.
Is there a way that we could listen? Figure out what's happening.
You could try and talk. You could probably talk to the tree. Elja could probably guide you in that, I believe.
Yes.
What?
Talk to the tree.
Gilder, you're on this with me. We both don't understand talking to a tree, it seems.
Yeah, I studied nature. I know a bit about it, but never stopped to talk with a tree. So
I
that
don't
would be a
think
new
it would
one.
have much to say. It'd probably want us to leave it alone.
Oh, get out.
Oh my goodness. Gracious me.
I suppose if we're really about figuring out what's happening here.
Is that all you want here to talk about? Only I have work to be doing.
I
don't mean to rush you, you understand. I mean, I'm more than happy to aid you if Elja here is vouching for you.
Yeah, how do I get home? Where am I? I don't understand this place. My magic doesn't work here. I can't find a clear patch of ground to make a arcane gate on. I need to get out of here.
If it's a clear patch of ground that you need, I can probably help you on that. But what is it? Well, where are you from? And perhaps I can help you look back.
A little area called Rakanti. I don't know if you know it. It's real small. You probably never heard of it. But
I haven't
appear to be on this plane. I'm actually not even supposed to be going home. I'm just trying to get to the Sword Coast. And here I am. Nowhere near there.
I know the Sword Coast, yes, I know it well. I sleep there every night. Well, I mean, I sleep and I go there every night, I suppose I should say. That's probably the more accurate way to put it. Yes, I go there in my sleep. It's a very nice place, isn't it?
It's alright. How do you get there in your sleep? What?
Well, I listen to the lady, don't I? I listen to the voices to the Titan. She aids me in this.
Thank you for your help. I'll find help elsewhere. I appreciate it. Thank you.
If you happen to find any of the Tabaxis, tell them I sent you. They will hurt you. You'll listen to me, otherwise you'll be hurt.
And you notice as she sits down, she's actually not making a threat. It's like you just be buffed her entirely. She was about to go on this tour about this place she loves, and she's like very upset, basically, and they're just lashing out.
I may have misspoken, everybody. I apologize.
Old Nan, before we try to commune with her, is she part of? And I'm going to lean down and whisper it in her remaining ear. The Silence Gods.
No, how dare you? How dare you? She is not a god. She is more than a god. She is better.
Okay.
She's not like those filthy things that let themselves be cast down, but quarrel and rage and fight and She's nothing like that. Don't insult her like that.
So are the silence
Better.
are the silence gods connected to the the owls and the ravens? Or are they connected to her?
I don't know. I mean, the owls and the ravens could be connected to the breath, I suppose, to the voice, to the wind. If the animals of the forest, then they're of the wind, aren't they? Go ahead.
What do the totems mean? Are they hers?
Make me a persuasion check, please. As you notice, old Nan goes to kind of shutter herself instantly. And Helga, this is kind of a state you've never seen old Nan in when asked this question. She's always been kind of manic, and always willing to be open, never shutting something down.
It's a 6. She's gonna shut me down.
Don't ask about the totems. Don't ask me anyway. If you want to know, then you will ask the tree.
Oh,
Wait.
okay.
Why not ask about the totems?
Do not ask about the totems. You do not ask.
But I want to ask now. Because
I'm gonna-
you told me not to
I'm
ask.
pushing him out
I'm
the
gonna
door.
lean in really close to Voxy.
I'm going to recommend that you be quite careful in how frequently you open your mouth. I think that you would be best to listen more often than talk.
You, Helga, suddenly hear the voice in the back of your head once more.
Yes, very good. Keep them quiet. Stop them from spreading their lies. Kill him if you must. Redman blood.
Yeah.
And
This voice got dark.
the voice, as you experienced before, Helga, does darken towards the end, demanding a sacrifice of blood. This is you, as you know, the kind of duality of this voice that whispers to you, where you get your magic from, essentially your patron, if not divine. And you know, they at times it's almost like there's two people speaking to you, two voices speaking. And you, for the first time in years, have heard that darker one demanding blood.
I'm just gonna sit back down and contemplate.
Well, seeing as this one wants me to shut up, and I don't like when people tell me that,
no.
I'm still getting. So we asked this tree then about the totems. Is that correct?
Yes, ask the tree. The tree will help you if you are good enough.
Do we
Good
just-
enough.
Yes, who knows? It might guide you to the hillock. It might tell you of the home.
Whoa!
The
The
Or
hillock?
it might just make you fuck yourself.
What my reaction is Sin's reaction. The hillock?
Yes, the hillock.
Are you going to give me any more information about the hillock? Or ask
Are
the
you going
tree?
to ask any more information about the hillock?
Who's the hillock?
I would like to ask some more information about this that I don't understand, that I don't know anything
No,
about.
you have asked enough questions. She does not like you. Please.
Nobody seems to like me in this place. What did I do? I mean,
Make me a persuasion check again, please, Sin.
Please. Oh my god. It's a 20.
Okay.
yay!
Thank you.
You want to know the hillock? Is that it? Is that it? You want to know the hillock?
I need to know about. I need to find the hill. I need to. Please hold. I need to find the hillock. I need to seek the marked. I need to find the hillock. I've been told these things.
Why did you say so? Yes, I can tell you where to find them, but that is no fun. No, I'm not going to tell you. You will learn. You will learn instead.
From the voice?
Ask the tree. Ask the tree to tell you of the packed bane.
Of the what?
The packed bane.
Okay.
Ask to know where it was made. And who knows, you might learn.
I feel like I'm going to learn a lot if I listen.
And you too.
And she points suddenly to Gilda and Parallax.
You, the one that goes to the Sword Coast. Yes.
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 I forgot what I was going to say. 1 moment. You, human.
Mm-hmm.
I sense the darkness upon you, the poison, the sludge, the curse, the dark.
And she actually says that in her voice. That's actually Old Nan doing that, by the way.
I can feel it on you, but not you. No, not you. Your child. Yes.
Don't exactly know what you're talking about. You can tell, like, the party would see Gilder kind of shifting uncomfortably since he's never brought this up to anybody.
Make me a deception check, please.
This is gonna go well. Got that old +0. That's a 10.
Okay.
Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Your son won't wake. Yes, the sludge, the poison, that's on him.
If you said were true, I assume you've got more to say about it.
No, not really. I just noticed it. But I will give you advice, because I have noticed it before. Do you want it?
A device.
Advice. Open your ears, boy.
Sorry, I'm old, alright? My
You're
ears are
30. I'm old.
35. Thank you very much. 35.
If you want your advice, then this is your advice.
For this hypothetical situation of a sixth son that I may or may
Yes,
not
it's
have.
fine. Hypothetical. It's hypothetical. It doesn't exist, but it does exist, and you know that now. Church. Your advice is thus. Wait. You, traveler. Okay, I remember now. It's gone again.
I'll be over here.
I will just say, this isn't me the dip, this is I am doing this purposely. This will keep forgetting my own information.
Oh wait, no, I do remember. Yes. Now, if you want to go home, find where you landed.
Oh, crap.
But don't you know all journeys begin at the beginning? So you need to go back to the beginning to begin your journey again. So you can get to the end. You need to go to the beginning.
I mean, that
Don't
makes
you know that, boy?
perfect sense to me, honestly.
Yes, I know I'm wise. Thank you. I don't need you telling me.
Is it though?
Yeah, just
Shush.
don't insult her.
You shush. You with the false prophet. You shh.
False prophet. Fucking Christ.
Oh no. No.
Now you, yes, you, father with a child that won't wait. That isn't true. Find the one that gives sleep. Find the one that gives truth and madness in knowledge.
Where will I find such person if I'm looking for him?
Oh, I don't know. You find them all over the place.
Can I ask the tree? Would the tree know?
Maybe. I don't know. They might. She might. I don't know. I don't know if they're nearby or not. I don't know. But seek the one that gives madness that hides in the shadows. You'll find a cave somewhere, I'm sure. But there, see there. Yeah, that's the cause of their knowledge.
Okay. So, find the one who gives sleep somewhere in a cave somewhere around.
Yes. Now you're getting it. Congratulations. You listened.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Okay, quick pause, just say, welcome to the RPG Lab who are making... You joined us at an interesting time.
I have missed absolute fucking savagery from Sam today.
Oh, God.
Holy shit. Old Nan is taking no prisoners.
And taking no prisoners. Sparing
Foxy
no
might not be
feelings.
taking no prisoners here in a second.
Ooh.
So, go talk to the tree.
Hello, Roll the Roll. They're also here.
Hello.
Oh, snap.
How's
Now I have stage.
How's Just those herbs.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Gonna put
Lovely.
all on the table.
And this is the first time you've seen more than just old Nan's face. A very bony paw stretches out from the cloak and just swipes him in.
Good. This should be. I think this should work.
Okay, but
Take
you
them to
tell
the
me.
tree. Just take them to the tree, Helja, and I will have more for you later.
Okay, to the tree we go.
Listen to the whispers, would you, Helja? Don't try and shut them out this time with your sanity.
Okay,
It's a shackle.
I will do what I can.
Good. Now, young boy, give me that tea.
And she actually goes over, it almost seems to like in a very cat-like pounce, jumps onto the table where a cup of tea has been purposely set aside from papers. And you get the idea that her doing that is probably actually a routine thing at this point, and the alderman is used to it and actually purposely sets the tea off to one side. I apologize about that. She's
She is perfect the way she is.
Gonna cast Necrotic Shroud, by the way.
What does that do?
Once per long rest is an action you can transform, causing all within 10 feet to make a charisma saving throw of DC 15 or be frightened of you until the end of your next turn.
What was that about no combat?
It's not combat, it's just trying to
Okay.
scare the shit out of someone who's just
reaction.
Okay then. In that case, I think
Someone
everyone
else
would be within 10
profit.
feet.
Yeah.
I need everyone to make me with charisma saving throw
Well,
against.
oh my
DC.
god! Yes, it's a natural 20.
21.
Okay.
Damn.
25.
Damn, everyone running really well today.
Nope,
Gilda.
I had 12.
Okay, so
Yay.
Gilda and the Elderman, this very old dwarven fellow who you have just terrified out of probably another couple of years of his life, what little is left, just seems to shrink away from you. Old Nan, however, looks up from you, from where she is, piercing your eyes fixed on yours, Roxy.
Oh, you think you're so good, don't you? You false prophet, dealing with the liar, the betrayer.
Voxy.
Where's your retribution? Where's your retribution now, boy? It will come for you. Yes, it will come for you and your false one.
Oh.
Oh, you're going to kill me? Are you going to kill me, boy? Somebody have tried in the past. Are you going to kill me?
Behind the mask, Foxy is very much grinding his teeth.
You watch his yellow eyes roll up, and you just see the whites of her eyes.
Just learn manners. Do you wish for truth?
The rest of you just watch Old Nan's eyes roll up, and then nothing. And Voxy, you look around and realize everyone else is frozen still. And you catch out of like the window a leaf part way to the ground, just held in place.
Do you wish the truth? Speak.
Your statements of falsehood, for my God, do not fall.
Make me
on
a
kind ears.
Constitution statement, though, please. Constitution. Sorry, the side is getting to me.
18.
The cider's getting to old man.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was in that tea?
You start speaking, and suddenly your voice is stuck in your throat and you're silenced.
You will speak and answer, boy. Yes or no? Do you wish the truth? The truth behind retribution.
If you wish to speak, you can only answer yes or no. Anything else you say just gets stuck in your throat before you can actually vocalize it.
And can I do anything else, or is just that
You
it?
can certainly try.
I rage.
In that case, make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
But do you scream yes or no when you rage?
No, obviously screaming no while raging. 15.
You go to rage and you feel this divine fury, what you have felt so often burst within you. There's these fires of zealotry roaring to life, and you go to move at this heretic, and you're held in place.
Naughty, naughty. No answer. Yes or no?
Well, I scream no while raging.
And
When I
just-
enter the rage, I scream no at the same time, like, kind of thing.
just keep staring at you.
Do you want truth? Set aside your beliefs and your values. Do you hold truth as pure?
I hold my beliefs as pure.
Then you are foolish.
I
You
was
will
a fool
burn.
when I was born, and I'll be a fool when I die.
But you could be so much more. Everyone could be. But you are one of those who accepts thine darkness and blindness. Do you want true retribution?
Was out of character.
Mm-hmm.
My retribution was has already been enacted, and I'm now just in service of my god at this point.
Mhm.
Correct?
So
So I've had my retribution.
yeah, you get the idea though. What's more being asked, and I should be, and I would clarify more in the voice, but the voice hurts. But you'll-
I'm actually hoping you don't speak in the voice because it's really hard to like get through your like grainy tones sometimes. Cause for me, because I
yeah,
have
sorry about that.
because I can't
but-
put both ears headphones my headphones on both
Oh,
ears.
okay.
If I do, I get it messes with me, so I always have one ear open, so it's kind
Oh,
of hard.
okay. Gotcha. You get the idea that what's more being asked is, do you want the kind of truth of retribution, the true nature of it to be understood, rather than do you want retribution against some crime against you? It's more how high do you value retribution, and how much will you seek it out to understand it?
Voxy will make the statement. I no longer seek retribution. I only seek to fulfill my my god's. I wish only to fulfill what my god asked of me in return for giving me the power to seek the retribution that I had so desired.
A puppet, then, nothing more. I pity you.
I've been dead since the day my family fell. Very edgy, by the way, guys.
Do you wish to know why your family fell?
Because I was a fool.
Oh, it's so much more than that.
It was my foolishness for insulting a someone higher value than me.
It was so much more. A puppet dancing to strings you were, and a puppet dancing to strings you are now. Do you wish retribution against the one that caused it? Your false god, seeking a perfect host.
May I make another saving attempt
Against which? The
Um,
to move
to move?
wisdom saving throw. Then yes, you can. if you're purposely fighting this effect that's come across.
Oh
you.
yeah. And I will be using Fanatic Focus because I know I just failed that.
Go ahead.
Damn. 7. First one
Okay.
was a 5, second one was a 7.
You go to break it, and these rages of symmetry surge within you. And between one blink of the eye and another, you feel them battered down once more, still frozen in place, but you're no longer in this hut. And memories rush back to you. Of a field covered with ash, a field where you were once happy with your family, a field where you realised your foolishness and you swore yourself into retribution. Before you see the beaten and bloodied form of the ever-remembering crow, your deity Lyreki. And stood next to that form is Old Nan. This is not who you serve. You serve the one that would usurp. Who would take retribution as its own. And would puppet you to do so. For your family. And for your god. Do you want truth? Do you want retribution?
Taking
Or will you kneel and puppet until you die?
A puppet I will remain till the bones upon my body are no longer there, till I turn to dust. For even if I fall, my body be reborn once more a puppet. Thus is my oath.
Even to a false god?
My oath is to the one who gave me the strength to avenge my family.
Then you do so to a fake, for it has no power to do so.
It granted me enough.
It didn't, though, child. I need you to make me an intelligence saving throw, please. As you feel something begin to press upon your mind.
Oh, I got 5.
Okay. Your vision is pulled to somewhere that's physical and yet is not. This space that exists and yet does not. This anomaly, this paradoxical existence. And and you don't see what actually happens for you, though. It's almost as if you're seeing a simile of it, a description of it. The ever-remembering crow, proud in its nature and its retribution that it grants to all who are sinned against. And before it, a shadowed figure, a smaller version of the ever-remembering crow of Lyreki, your god. And behind Lyreki himself, you see a greater figure that holds no form, but in your eyes is retribution itself. And you watch as Lyreki, and through him, this greater figure, this greater being of retribution in its pure natural state, reaches out and touches the young form of yourself. And you watch as the shadowed, weaker crow start to claw at you. Strings starting to wrap around your limbs even as Lyreki fights. But you watch as Lyreki's form starts to bleed and crack, ash falling from these wounds. A weakened and entrapped form of Lyreki fighting for his retribution even in this state. Trying to reach out to you and to countless shadowed others as they appear around you. And each time, no matter how much your deity tries, this imitation of Lyreki, of your god, this fake, overwhelms the shattered god and manages to wrap strings around each limb, around each neck, bonds of servitude, as you and countless others become puppets, as your true deity fights all the more for true retribution.
You are a puppet to a fake and envious figure. And I recognize beaten, injured and betrayed. And yet you would serve the one that betrayed it. Are you a puppet? Or are you the one who named himself? Are you Voxy? Or a tool?
Foxy remains silent. For once in his life, he remains silent.
Seek the answer. Join the one known as Gilder's quest. For the insanity-given knowledge that may perhaps help you find your path.
And you're back within the hut, caught within a pivotal moment, as you feel these bonds upon yourself fade, and old Nan's yellow eyes once more staring at you, a smirk on her features.
Well, what will it be, boy? What will you choose?
For the rest of you,
Technically raging still?
technically you are, yes. For the rest of you, though, you watch old man's eyes roll back, flitter forward, and then speak to Voxy. No time has passed to your awareness.
I attack myself with by clenching my hands tight enough that like the gauntlets dig into my own hand.
Okay, you can actually roll to attack, or do you want to just take the hit?
Just gonna take the damage.
Go ahead. You will watch as just Voxy socks himself across the jaw with his gauntleted fist.
Oh, well, I meant like digging in the gauntlets into like his own hand.
Oh,
like,
I thought you said you were hitting your... My bad. I misunderstood.
because like the palm part of the hand is very unarmored, mostly in gauntlets. So like
Gotcha.
if you
Okay.
dig into it,
You can take... I'll say I'll roll some damage for you then, in that case.
I would just consider it an unarmed attack.
Okay, yeah, sure. That works.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you will watch as Vox's hands just clench.
I think you're at your crossroads, boy. Well done. Now keep looking. And the rest of you, go to the tree.
Before we leave, or just in that moment, can I roll an insight check just to sort of see how Voxy is? Because I'm assuming we all see that he's digging these gauntlets into himself.
Yes. You
And
can make an
knowing-
insight check if you wish.
Knowing Nan, something weird just happened.
Oh, yeah. Yes, definitely.
That's an 18.
Okay, Voxy, I assume if you're trying to hide your emotional turmoil, roll me a deception against 18.
Oh no, like there is no hiding. But mind you, I'm wearing the mask, but like you can tell that there's something wrong with
Okay.
Foxy.
So yeah,
He's
hell yeah.
shaking in rage. He's still transformed. Like there's a lot of going on with Voxy currently.
Yeah.
No, no
you
hiding.
said Voxy transformed.
Voxy gains dark, undead wings.
Okay.
Do much.
Parallax.
It's
Also-
what the necrotic shroud is. It's just basically two necrotic wings that pop up.
Parallax. As you watch this happen, you get this strange sensation that things aren't as they were. And you've had experience wandering through the forest, so if you could make me an arcana check, sorry.
Yeah, gladly. 1 second. Okay. Oh, that's a good roll for me. 18.
You get the idea. something you've experienced before. Time and space was just bent around you, influenced by the forest as it has been every other time previous. And you notice Old Nan's eyes seem to flicker to you for a moment before resting back onto the group.
With my strength.
Yeah, my I got goosebumps, and I lean on my staff accidentally, and you hear that sound as if they're flying around in the room. Supposed to be
Old Nan's ear perks up and she's just darting around.
Is everyone all right? Anybody else feel that? There's like some. Anyway, there's some strange magic in this room.
Yes. There's a little
think we
strange
should
magic everywhere. Should we go?
Probably leave.
Let's go talk to a tree.
Sounds great.
You know, just to keep rolling with that strangeness.
Yeah, no, let's just go talk to a tree. That's fine.
Let's
Normal
go
people
talk to a tree.
trees.
Voxy, well, have we seen these necrotic wings before?
Being that Boxy is part of the Faith Militia, like y'all just teamed up recently because of the Faith Militia being brought together for the first time in like forever.
Okay.
First time in
the
about
first.
2 to 3 centuries. That's
Okay.
Since y'all were mercenaries, aren't y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all. This is the first time y'all would in fact see this.
That's new. Is that because of the room, or is that something you could always do?
It's part
As Gilder's like keeping his distance from him because I'm the only one who failed that save.
Basically, Gilder's like, well, that's a different thing.
That's cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of what happens when you devote yourself so far.
I see. Okay, that's you and Fenris match. If we ever see Fenris again, let's go talk to a tree.
Yeah, see, this is why I never got into all that god business. It's too much.
No.
As you're leaving this hut, you all hear behind you.
Good luck to all of you. Let's hope you don't die.
And you watch as Old Nan seems to settle back into her chair, cloak back over her head, and it's just 2 yellow eyes. Hell yeah, this is actually a familiar goodbye. You know, Old Nan tells you that every time you leave.
Yeah, I just like wave my arm like, yeah.
Aren't we just supposed to talk to the tree? We're not fighting the tree, right? We don't fight the tree.
Don't you worry about a thing.
Okay.
I feel like I should be worried because she did the whole eye roll back thing, and then he's doing whatever he's doing, motioning to Foxy.
I would be concerned about your friend, yes, but
I'm concerned about all of this, to be
I'm
honest.
technically raging because I attacked myself.
At this point, a couple of rounds, unless you constantly take unarmed damage, your rage has ended.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna constantly take 9 damage. That hurts
Okay.
a lot.
Your rage has ended, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, yes, as you exit out, Helya, I suppose, you're leading the group, being familiar with this place. You'll lead them to like this very basic, simple gate. You know, it's not going to keep anyone out. It's just there. It's kind of like a establish a boundary, which leads into well, the word has completely gone out of my head. Where is it? The Grove, is it? Yes.
Grove. Tayton's Grove?
Grove. I completely forgot the word grove. That's what happened there. Yeah, into
That
the grove.
darn cider.
Yep. I'll blame the cider. Yep, that's exactly the case. Yep.
Hey, you're gonna have to tell us what cider that is, because man,
It sounds pretty good.
As you step through into the grove, a few Helja, you have this sense of coming home. The whisper upon the wind, this entity that you have given your life towards, in surface of the forest and all of its pursuits. It seems stronger here. The voices that whisper in your head so much more clear and almost constant. Though it takes you to focus to listen, there's this comforting weight almost of them in the back of your head. And although you don't follow any of the divine, indeed, under the whispers words, do not like the divine, you have the feeling that this is what a divine entity would feel like if one was to have close contact with them. As you lead deeper into the grove towards the tree, the rest of you start to feel this weight upon your shoulders as well. A weight that you experience with the totem. Although here it seems simpler, not as complex, almost younger. For you, Parallax, however, do you have Detect Magic?
Actually, don't have that spell listed in my
Okay.
spell book.
Okay. In that case, you have this feeling again that you have in the mist, in the forest. Almost as if not so much a weight pressing down upon your shoulder. And this is something that only you recognize, having been so exposed to it. It's almost as where the mists grab at your wrist or other parts of your body. It's almost as if you're having to break through rope or chains or other restraints. As if this mist is trying to compress you into a single point to hold you down.
What?
And it gets stronger and stronger the
Like
closer.
brushing my arms off. Like I feel like I'm being like restrained.
Yeah, there's no actual penalty, but that's the sensation you, Parallax, alone have. As
Oh,
the mist goes stronger and thicker, the closer to the tree you get.
This place is eerie. I don't like this one bit. Nobody else feels that crawling up their arms? I'll say that to everybody.
Definitely feels
You
something
sort of get used to that feeling.
crawling up my neck.
What is this place? I hate it here.
About 40 feet away from the tree, you all hear a low, mourning howl
Oh,
that seems to
that's-
echo and reverberate in nothingness. And you watch as the mist seems to break. The spectral form of a wolf prowl past and keep walking right past you, disappearing into the mist.
Hell yeah.
What wants to happen, hell yeah?
What happened with what?
You didn't see the wolf?
That
No, I saw it. Did you?
Okay, yeah, so that is normal. Alright, fantastic.
okay, we're just
Figured it out.
you seem unbothered. I will just continue to be unbothered.
So, how do we go about talking to this tree? Do we just say it out loud? Is there a whole fancy schmancy ritual? What do we do? What's next?
Do we just listen?
You
Cast
held
mage armor on myself.
Okay, despite Old Nan's words, you Helga have no idea.
Okay. Good. Okay. Cool.
As you draw within 30 feet, you hear almost like chittering, this kind of reverberation, almost a spectral chittering around you. And watch as lumbering out the forest comes a score of scorpions, spectral themselves as well, that seem to charge towards you, splitting around you and continuing on before they're once more enveloped by the mist. Hell, yeah, one of them stops by your foot and seems to stare at you before continuing on.
Do I recognize them by any chance?
You've seen them before, yes. I think you recognize what they are from what I've told you.
Okay. Got you. I'm like, I think I know what's happening here.
You've never seen them so solid, as it were, unless they're attacked or attacking. You've never seen them so many as well. Normally, it's very rare to even see one of these figures. To see one of them and then a score of them is unnatural.
So I'm going to stop for a moment and turn around to the group.
So, now listen. I don't want to alarm anyone. However, it is a little bit unsettling that there are so many of them here right now. They're merely spirits. They live in the forest. The forest and the mists have claimed them. They cannot leave. They are here. Sometimes they are a bit feral, but sometimes they are not. But I don't usually see this many.
The owl breaks through the mist,
No.
flickering through the familiar sight that you have all noticed, and the spectral form, almost if it can't decide which shape it wants to take, delving past you all and almost dispersing against the ground.
Did that voice say who approaches?
As you get within 20 feet, the mist around the trunk of the tree seems to be fading, almost as if a mist wall that you've all encountered at the camp before. And through it you can see what seems to be a carved face upon the tree. Although you assume it would be a face. That's how your mind perceives it. But it twists and shapes before your eyes, almost as if the bark is moving.
So,
And you can't quite make out what it is you're looking at. But you are sure it's a face.
like the willow in Pocahontas that talks to her.
Like the Will and Pocahontas, or the trees from Game of Thrones, Rebel trees.
Never seen Game of Thrones. So.
Yeah. Basically, it looks like there's a face, only you can't quite make out what's actually there. You're just perceiving it as such. You just get this unnatural feeling in your chest that it's not actually a face you're looking at. That's just
Luckily,
how.
nobody can see Boxy's face. Or it'd be.
Parallax, at this point, whatever distance away I said, this weighted feeling upon you is more and more stronger. If you want, you can make me an intelligence check. To see if in your studies, in all your journeys, if you've encountered something like this before.
Okay. Just like add my intelligence modifier, you're saying?
Just intelligence.
Well, a whopping 8.
Actually, I'll say considering your exposure to it, this will technically be with advantage.
Why, thank you.
Sorry, I was trying to...
6!
Hooray!
So 8. It went.
There's something there, something you've explored in the past, something that's very familiar about this weighted feeling from the mist itself. Especially
Familiar scary or familiar comforting?
Familiar.
Okay.
What it could mean could be scary, but it's kind of comforting that you think you understand it.
Yeah.
The consequences of it could be dark, though, you know. But it's something, it's right there in the back of your head, the way that space and time is being manipulated, this weighted feeling, all kind of, it's trying to form it. But you can't quite grasp that knowledge right now.
Oh, I've got the heebie-jeebies.
What
This
do
is
you all
not
wish
good.
to do? As before you, out of the mist, you see a spectral wolf, larger than the other ones, comes, and this time, instead of continuing on, just stands before you, staring at you all.
Approaching.
I want to. I'm gonna step forward, and I'll just Sin. My name is Sin.
Clear? Yeah, I'll do. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I'll do the same after Sin walks up. If they'll say my name, I won't introduce myself as Sin.
I assumed as such.
My name is Sin. I am
too
Sin.
Sin.
I'm.
We are all Sin.
I'm
All
Spartacus.
sin. This wolf just stares at you as you step forward, and then turns its eyes to the others.
Just tell the ghost wolf your fucking names.
Parallax. And then
Turns,
now I'll step forward.
turns towards Helja and Roxy.
In a low voice, boxing.
And I'm going to step forward and I'm going to kneel in front of this spectral wolf and sort of bow my head.
I am Helia.
The wolf just stares at you all and fades into mist. And before you, you see strongly this, what you perceive to be a face upon the trunk of the tree, just staring at you all, piercing your soul with eyes that are eyeless. What do you wish to do?
I think this is the time where you ask it the questions you had, Sin.
Oh, lady.
I'm gonna really gently, as soon as you say that, put my hand on your back.
I would perhaps consider that you are speaking with something that is the beginning and the end. And I would treat it as such. So choose your words quite carefully.
Do I say the name that I said, or should I avoid saying that name that I said?
I would reckon that this entity knows all. I just mean that perhaps you should see if you can speak to it first. Greet it, perhaps.
Thank you for welcoming us. I ask if I would like to ask you some questions, if possible.
To your perspective, this face upon the tree, which kind of had furrowed brows that weren't actually there, seems to shift and change into one with raised brows, a questioning expression. Though you hear no response.
Oh, I'm so terrified. What is the nature of the totems? The Pact Bane. What is it? Where was it? What is the purpose? Where was it made? These are too many questions.
Okay.
Okay.
You watch as the mist itself seems to gather before you, twisting and solidifying, although not actually taking form. The totems are a prison. One we went into willingly. The Pact Bane. The breaker of our oaths. Displaced one. And Parallax, you feel as if unseen eyes are staring into your soul. You do not belong.
That's what I've been saying.
You who knows of our prison knows
knows what it takes to trap one such as ourselves. You were brought here to speak your knowledge. Speak. Remember. And we will help you on your way.
Okay. Out of
If you
game, it's
want.
asking. Go ahead.
If you want, you can make me an intelligence saving throw. It feels as if spectral fingers are digging into your head, trying to pluck this knowledge out.
17. And Parallax is saying, I'll tell you anything you want to know if I know the answer.
You take 37 points of psychic damage.
Ow!
Ooh.
Jerk.
That's a lot for a wizard.
As you feel this pain pierce through your skull, or as if a steel spike is being driven through your temples. But those spectral fingers manage to find what you could not. If you remember, Steve, what I told you in the Discord, what knowledge your character had,
Yeah.
that knowledge is pulled to the forefront of this moment.
What did you tell me? Hold on. About pocket planes.
Mm-hmm. If you want, I can just say it, or would you like?
Yeah, you could, yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay. In this case, Parallax, through an urge that is not your own, you start to speak. You explain of how, similarly to a bubble resting on the outside of another bubble, these pocket planes can be formed. They intrinsically must have a connection point to their parent realm, however, to their parent plane. But their size, the space and time of them can be manipulated based upon how they are created. And something clicks in your head. Of a theory you once read when you were young, of how those of immense power will be able to breach these openings, and so the best way to seal them, to seal what might well be demigods, is to use linchpins and disperse the pocket plane not as a solid form, as it were, but almost as a mist, and to have that mist be the plane dispersed, spread out over a large area, piercing through space and time into different planes and other pocket planes as well. And the only way to maintain that, as said, would be to use linchpins to hold them in place. Totems, as it were, to give them the arcane name.
Yep.
So basically what I'm saying, everybody, is we're trapped in a little pocket dimension on account of these totems. Did you all understand me when I said that?
Pocket plane, like where Voxy keeps all of his water and tea.
I suppose you have a little portal, Foxy?
I have a bag of holding, correct?
Like a bag of holding, yes, I know that term.
So what you're saying is this mist is essentially a giant bag of holding that is growing because of these totems that are being knocked down.
What I'm saying is that I think the totems are what keeps the pocket plane in place. So maybe destroying them kind of like rips open the bag, and then I can go home.
But do we
It's a theory. I don't know.
want to rip open the bag?
We were trapped, sealed away willingly, but we were betrayed. The Helix Pact broken. We will be free.
Where is this hillock?
We will be free.
Well, if we find this hillock, perhaps we could free you faster?
Displaced one,
Yes.
do you wish for home?
Yes. I don't want to be here.
You all watch then as the mist surge and wrap around Parallax. And Parallax, you feel those chains upon yourself once more, though they don't feel affixed as they did previously. And you'll find yourself in the middle of the forest. And as you look down at your feet, you see the burnt sigil of your teleportation circle, the one that malfunctioned and sent you to this multiverse instead of where you meant to go. The mist seemed to swirl and dance around you.
There's a little reprieve from the mist. Like I got like a little area that's not shrouded.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I have my magic back, perhaps.
Yes.
I'm gonna
That's
cast
the
my
connection.
spell to get out. I'm gonna cast my spell to get out of there.
Your connection to the arcane weave, which seemed blocked. Now that you have done your purpose, seems to unravel, and you are powerful once more.
I love it.
And Parallax, the plane walker, steps out of this plane, and you appear on the Swords Coast.
Yes. Not dead. Success.
What's that, a happy ending for a character? I don't believe it.
Child,
Obviously teleported right in front of a dragon. No.
child of us. Child who listened to our voice. What do you wish?
Me?
Helja, you feel as if 1,000 eyes are peering into your soul.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
Hopefully, while I
I think
figure out.
Cam was.
No, it's oh.
But should we continue while cameras are being fixed?
Just a random shuffle.
You know me. Keep talking. You're good. I was
I know.
gonna wait.
I'm thinking. Sorry.
For I am Parallax now.
You're asking what I wish? What I wish right now?
Yes.
Hold on a second.
I wish to have a better understanding.
Okay. Okay.
I wish to have a better understanding of the woods in which I walk and the voices which I hear.
Very well. Prove your strength of courage and conviction.
As the mists swirl, and you start to see two bodies form. Two shadows within the mist on either side of the four of you. As you stand before this tree, the impossible face, this marking that you only perceive as a face, staring at you. It is on that scene that will be ending today's session of the Old Myths.
Oh.
Boy, howdy!
Oh.
Oh, fuck's sake. Ah!
I have
That
to.
was me.
I have to watch the video. There's so much to unpack.
One moment. So, my laptop just decided to pop up with something.
Ooh.
Get that sorted. Yes, that was session 5 of the Old Myths. Thank you all for watching, and thank you to my players for being such wonderful players. And a special thank to my 2 guests who filled in for Sam and Anders. Thank you so much for giving your time to come on and do this. I really do appreciate it, you two.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
It was great having y'all.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yes,
It's not like that. I'm being 100% sincere.
but yeah, sorry if my throat's a bit sore, so I might try and rush through these exits just to spare myself a bit. Thank you so much for watching, those that did watch, whether that be live, on the VOD, or on YouTube. Your viewership has been greatly appreciated. I apologise for any stumbles I made. As mentioned, it is my 20th, and I have been having a glass of cider while this has been happening, so I can't be blamed.
Oh.
Thank you so much to viewers who I saw in chat following, and also thank you for those that raided us. I really do appreciate the viewership as well. I just want to give quickly credit to Alex Bow, who is the composer of the wonderful music you have heard in tonight's game. He can be found on YouTube, Spotify, and Bandcamp as Alex Bow, and you can find him on Twitter as @Roetaka, which is @ROETAKA. I will memorize that one day, I guess. But yes, do join us next week for the final session of the Old Myths, though only Series 1, or Season 1, I suppose you might say. For we will be returning actually afterwards with a Series 2, Season 2. But yes, let's go around to my wonderful characters and have them tell us who they are, who they played, and where we might be able to find them on the internet, as well as their favourite moments of tonight's session. And why don't we go to our guests first? So, Steve, Parallax, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah, again, thank you for having me. Thanks for everybody else for letting me play with you.
It was no problem. Thank you for putting a name forward to jump on.
Yeah, of course. I enjoyed that. I enjoy everything Variant Roles does. So, favorite moment, sort of unintentional. Like, I had no idea that just like leaving the door open at the inn would cause such a big reaction to everybody, but everybody's reaction was pretty hilarious. That was a nice happy accident.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that.
Wonderful. Is there anywhere we can find you on the internet?
I don't really social media too much. I got an Instagram, but I'm trying to describe it to Jesse earlier. I don't know what it's like. Hustle and Fro _ I forget. I don't know. It's just in my phone, so don't worry about it.
And are there any streams you'll be appearing on where people could watch you play again?
No, I played in a couple of the Dungeon of the Mad Mage on Variant Roles, but that's it. So nothing upcoming.
Again, thank you, Emma, our wonderful hag witch for the night.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. This was positively delightful and terrifying and heart-wrenching, which is on brand for you, Sam. So that's great. So
Perfect,
yeah,
of course.
my name is Emma.
Welcome to
You
the Old
can
Myths.
find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. Let's see. I live here, basically on Variant Roles. You can find me Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern for the Ravnica game, and on let's see, Sunday, and then Sunday. Today's Sunday. Sundays you can find me at 12 noon Eastern for Goth Brunch. And occasionally on Thursdays as part of the MCG mixtape, but I'm not on it right now, but you should check it out because it's great. And on Tuesdays, you can find me over on Dice Priority at 10:30 p.m. Eastern as part of Dragon Heisters. My favorite moment today? Oh, God. I think actually the moment between Old Nan and Voxy was so heart-wrenchingly tragic and terrifying and lovely, and that was wonderful. It was so good.
Wonderful, thank you.
Good
Speaking of
choice.
Foxy, shall we go across to Shikyo?
All right. GQ 1990. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at the same tag. I play Voxy, obviously. I really enjoyed today what was supposed to be a simple, I'm just gonna attack the old hag for insulting my, my god, turned into, well, holy cow, of an experience. But my favorite, gonna have to go with the fact that the door, that's still amazing because it's just funny and wasn't supposed to be like a big deal, but it is like everyone's like, leave it, shut the door, leave it open, and just like this big old thing. It was great. It was so unscripted. Loved it.
Where can we find you on the internet, Shikyo?
Twitter and Twitch at Shikyo1990. I said that first.
Did you? If you said it, I blame the cider. Anyway,
Blame everything on the cider.
The cider.
Always blame the cider.
even when I don't
Next
have
week
it.
it's gonna be I blame the cider.
Yeah, definitely. Shall we go across to the other Stephen, the other Steve, Stephen? Sorry.
The regular Steve. Yep. I played Gilder today. You can find me on social medias at Stephen Arnold on Twitter. And on Instagram, if you want to, it's Tyrannosaurus Mex. And I got a new kitty, so you'll probably see lots of pictures of him when I can get him out from hiding. But favorite moment of today had to be just all of Old Man. Just all of it. And that is a fantastic NPC, and holy shit, did some stuff happen with her. I loved it.
I'm so glad she was well received. I was a bit wary about Old Nan, about how she come across, so I'm glad you seem to like her so much. And unless we forget anything, last but not least, I must say the one who made this wonderful overlay and was also the music maestro for today's session, Jessie.
Maestro. Hi, I'm Jessie. You can find me at Jahoos the Moose across the interwebs. I played Sin, and the music maestro and the overlay artist. A moose of many hats, I am. My favorite moment, well, Gilder / Steven took mine. I was going to say all of Old Nan, too. I think, so I'm not going to do the same one, because that'd be too obvious. That'd be too easy. I think my second favorite, well, really third favorite, because Emma took my second favorite. They were just so good, was our approach to the tree. And the spectral wolves and that whole, you're so good at descriptions and setting the mood. It was just, it was perfect. And then the face, I'm not going to think of Pocahontas tree because that doesn't seem scary to me.
I gotta go, sorry.
No problem.
But
There you go. If you need to rush off, just go. Okay,
Woo!
and we messed up, but I think we're just wrapping up, so it doesn't really matter.
yeah, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so that was my favorite part. And you can find me here next week at this time for the last episode of season 1. Hopefully I'll be cold free.
And before my voice gives out, I'll go ahead and talk about myself, I guess. I don't like doing so, but I might as well. But, sorry, that was a poor joke. Anyway, hi, I am Samuel, the one with the poor sense of humour, it turns out.
False.
Okay, at least a poor sense of humour when I'm drunk, or tipsy. Anyway,
Double false.
so I can be found over on Twitter as Eldritch Warlock. before I go saying where I am, because I'll need to think on that, I'll say my favourite moment. And my favourite moment was definitely, I think, getting to have Hob and Voxy clash. Because that was honestly a side of Hob I didn't know existed until it came up in character. So getting to explore my NPC in a way that surprised me was definitely my favourite moment of this game. But yes, I can be found tomorrow over on the RPG Lab actually at 7 p.m. British Summer Time. I don't know what that translates into other time zones because my mind is a bit bleh right now. And I can also obviously be found here next Sunday at the same time for the last session of the Old Myths, and I believe next Saturday on the RPG Lab at 4 p.m. British Summer Time. I shall be finishing off a different mini campaign I'm running, a one-shot that became so much more, called the Desert Secrets. So keep an eye out for that, because hopefully we'll be able to wrap up this time instead of it becoming too much more. But yes, I think that's everything. And are we raiding anywhere?
I don't know. Dan, are you there? Hello, Dan. Marion Rolls, are there mods who can any of us set up a raid? Is it just a mod command?
Yeah, it's a mod command. I guess any of us mods could.
Why don't we? I would suggest either Goldheart or Welcome Party RPG.
Let's go for. Let's say Welcome Party RPG.
Okay, yeah, they're great.
That was the first name I saw when I glanced at the chat.
Here it is.
Yes, so
Alright.
stick around as we're going over to raid Welcome Party RPG. Give them a shout out from us here at Variant Rolls, and once again, thank you so much for your viewership in watching this mad session of the Old Myths, and I hope I'll see you all next week for the final session of Series 1. See you folks.
Bye.
Which one of us is doing that?